Alright, so this is on North Carolina. So North Carolina is a state that exists, and it's north of South Carolina, and it looks exactly like an upside down version of Virginia, which is I'm gonna make a video on Virginia next. But the main thing I'm trying to look more at the camera this time because I was watching last one and I wasn't looking at the camera, so hopefully it's not weird. But I'm also watching Looney Tunes. Anyway, North Carolina is like, it's a state, and it's on the east. It's on the eastern side. It's like, I don't know if it's too far north to be considered like a eastern state. I don't know if they were on which side of the Civil War they were on. That's kind of how I distinguish between like culturally, if it were like a southern culture or if it's like a Yankee culture. And it's funny using the word Yankee because really only Southerners use that word Yankee, and it's like weird to use it derogatorily because if you say somebody's a Yankee, it's like you're saying that you're like pro-Confederate almost. Anyways, North Carolina, I don't know where Carolina comes from as far as the name Carolina. It's probably a Native American thing. And people might say, oh, you should call them. I know for a long time they would call them Indians, and some of the tribes they're called the Indian Confederation or Indian Confederation tribe or whatever. But it literally comes up where it gets confusing, where it's like I'm talking to somebody, and then they say, oh, they say something about Indians, and I literally go, which, are you talking about Indians from India, or are you saying like Native Americans? And then if they're really conservative, then they'll say, don't you mean just Indian? It's like, I'm thinking mainly about my uncle. It's like if he says Indian, I have no idea. Because it would be one thing if India, like the country, were small enough where it wouldn't come up. But like India has like 1.5 billion people or whatever. So it's like literally like so much. It's such a huge population group. It's like 16% of the entire world population. So if you say Indian, I'm going to assume you're talking about India, but I can't be too sure because we live in America and then Native Americans come up. So it's very irritating. I don't know how people dealt with it before. They probably just didn't think it came up because India maybe wasn't as significant to them. But it just gets confusing is all. And I have allergies right now. Anyway, back to North Carolina. Let's see. What's their population? Oh, that's like the only fact that I care about apparently. Oh, also they have a decent basketball team sometimes. College basketball. Oh, their population is 10 million. Oh, this is also, I'm learning that Georgia, the state, has twice as many people as Georgia, the country, because I'm seeing the populations. And that comes up because North Carolina and Georgia both have about 11 million people. And North Carolina has like twice as many people as South Carolina. Interesting. Probably because it's right next to Washington, D.C. I should have waited till I was done before I blew my nose. But it's too late now. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about North Carolina. Thanks. Like the video, subscribe.